And there they are, lined up on the start, and Germany increasingly world champions coming under pressure from the Olympic champions Canada with their topical 8. But we start over on the far side, lane 1, the Netherlands. Over to you.
Yeah, that's the Dutch crew with their new orange boat, specifically designed by Mpacker and DSM, the chemical company that has some new ideas about rowing boats. And Great Britain in lane number 2, that's your turf.
Yeah, indeed. And in James Fode in the stroke seat, Matt Langridge, Richard Edgington, and of course Greg Searle now out in the bow of that boat. Germany, Christoph Wilke in the stroke seat, Philip Adamski in the bow. But as I say, under pressure now from the men sitting to their left. And it's Mike Spracklin's Canadian 8, Will Carruthers in the stroke seat, Brian Price the coxswain, and picking up in 7 there, Jeremiah Brown. Very interesting to see. Remember, we've just seen moments ago the women's Canadian 8 almost take it away from the Americans, the dominant force. And the Canadian men do what the women couldn't quite do in this. And then the Australian 8 in lane number 5, Francis Hegarty in the stroke seat, with Matthew Ryan at 7 picking up the rhythm and translating that into the engine room. And closest to you, Poland. This is a good effort from them. Rafael Keme of Poland in the stroke seat, from Aronofsky, who's at 7. And Daniel Trozanowski, their experienced coxswain, the number 1 Polish coxswain, who takes charge of the race plan. Poland, who were 5th last year in the World Championships. Germany won it, Great Britain was 2nd, Canada were 3rd.
Good start.
That is a good start. You'll probably be pretty happy with the Dutch on the far side.
Well, the thing is about their boat, it's supposedly 20%, 25% more stiffer than regular Mpacker boats, which all these crews are racing in, and that helps with the start, because if you can actually pour that energy directly into boat speed instead of just the hull of the boat just moving around, well, that's beneficial to your race. So in the repechage, they already moved away a meter from the rest of the teams, and they did the exact same thing here.
So you can hear the race plans being barked out across Poland, 2 away from the gold best of Australia, then Canada 3 away. Ahead of them, you can see Germany, the champions, already beginning to dominate. Sense the pressure in that Germany. They're close, but they're not there yet. They may have won the world title, they haven't won the Olympic gold. That's what these boys want to do. Lane 2, Great Britain, Netherlands on the far side. And here are the men, they've all got a beat.
Great pictures from that starting stroke, just moving that boat away. That's what you have to do. You have to put your blade in the water and moving that boat. And despite the good start from the Netherlands, they dropped back to 6th position at the 500-meter mark.
Germany, Great Britain breathing on Germany. Remember, a lot of expectation from this British 8 as well, who are due to perform on home water, but reorganisation of that boat.
But Canada, not the best of starts. They were the ones taking that world record a few days ago in the heats. Canada rowing 5:19.35, so that's a fraction faster than the previous world record rowed in 2004 by the United States, also 5:19. But it's Germany taking the lead and expanding their lead right now.
And we should say, of course, no American 8 involved here. They qualified the boat earlier in the week, but Mike Tatey has taken them home. Often does this very quietly, works at home, but never rule out an American men's 8. Odds are that they'll find it quite difficult handling Germany and Canada and Great Britain.
Yeah, indeed, and the Netherlands here in your picture, Mitchell Steeman and coxswain Peter Wiersum, trying to urge on his crew because they're trailing. You can tell by this picture, the Dutch are trailing in the back along the side with the Australians.
So it's Germany, 3 from the top of the picture, from Great Britain, who are 2 from the top, and then coming with them Canada, and that's the 1, 2, 3, just behind the Poles, who've had a very good first half of the race, I have to say, as they go through that particular point as we see the Australians. The Australians with a lot experience in the boat here, but can they get back? The thing about it is that this is where Germany tend to turn the screw. And it's quite difficult to define, isn't it, how they get that sort of extra value. They're economical with the way that they apply their blades.
Exactly, and they use their strokes to move the boat, but they don't slow the boat down in the recovery, and that's the most important thing about the German boat speed and their supreme reign in the men's ace.
They're flanked on either side by Great Britain and Canada. Those are the two closest pursuers at the moment. Germany pulling it out and keeping that advantage. They kept it quiet. They said to German television, no thank you, we'll talk to you afterwards, but not before. Canada dropping back to half a boat length behind. Great Britain a little closer, but still, can the British raise the charge now?
In Belgrade 3 weeks ago, it was the Brits leading after the 1,000 meters, and then they died down. And right now, they have stick to the Germans, and now they're trying to move.
I would say it's a very similar situation. The British have charged in the last 150 metres to bring them up almost barrel to barrel now. And this is where Phelan Hill, the coxswain for the British, against Martin Sauer, the race plan owner for Germany. And you can see there's Kane etched on their faces here as we go in the last 500. And it's Germany in picture with Great Britain, then Canada. You can see off the pace, right on the far side, the Netherlands in that orange boat. Germany asked a big question by Great Britain, and they've just answered it. And this is the crucial moment now for Great Britain. They moved up, they closed, but as they closed, Germany accelerated.
Yeah, that's so impressive. That's so impressive what Germany does. They keep getting asked these questions and they keep answering them every time, wherever in the race. They keep coming and look at Canada being challenged by the Dutch as well.
But if you saw in that picture there, Germany now 4 to 5 men clear of the British. That's the advantage that they pulled out in the last couple of 100 metres. And Germany, the world champions for the past couple of seasons, coming home here to maintain this streak of winning. Great Britain half a length behind, then Canada, then the Dutch in a fight with Poland, who really rode a good race, and Australia a little disappointed there.
Yeah, but it's a race between, I would say, Germany and Great Britain right now, and I understood that the Brits weren't really confident about their shape, about the way they were rowing, and the fact that they missed their stroke man. Let's emphasize that as well. Yeah. Konstantin Loulis missing from the picture because he's injured in his back, but still they make this huge effort, and it almost pays off. But Germany always able to have an answer to the questions that they're asked. Canada, actually, I'm a bit disappointed by the fact that they weren't really up there challenging Great Britain and Germany.
And it's always a question, will Loulis get back into the boat? That's the big question. And if he does, remember how much he's missed.
Exactly. Right now, Marcus Bateman racing with that 8. Yep. And, well, they won a silver medal, so that's pretty good. And now we only have to see if Loulis will be able to get back in the boat, indeed. Again, a Dutch sprint for to the end of the line, but that new orange boat really hasn't helped them enough, I would say. I mean, they've not been training that long in that boat, but still they need to make up for a huge margin. I mean, the difference between the Dutch, who finished 4th, and Germany, who finished 1st, is 4 seconds, which is too much. I mean, in 8th rowing, you need to be 1 second, 1.5, maybe 2 seconds behind, and that's reasonable, but still you're behind, and 4 is way too much.
Yeah, Poland, though, just behind the Dutch. I think that is a decent performance by Poland. And then Australia, well, I can only think that Australia will improve. They will come on for what they've done here today. But Germany, relieved as much as anything else. Great Britain at 1.17, the margin of defeat. But again, they've got a lot to hold on to from what they've just done here. As you say, they haven't got Loulis, they've reorganised the boat. But there is a reality. Maybe Loulis will not make it. And if he doesn't, then they've got to work with what they've got, and they know what they have to do.
But what they've got is good enough. I mean, they've proven that here. I mean, Even with Marcus Bateman in there, who used to be a sculler for so many years, the last time he won a World Cup medal was actually a World Cup gold in 2007 in Amsterdam, when we had that monster combination with the heavyweight four and some other guys filling in. That was the last time he raced as a heavyweight internationally, sweep rowing. And right now he stepped in that 8 and he just performed, and so it's okay. I mean, if they want to get back to the Germans, they have to rewrite their plans again after Belgrade and after Lucerne again, and see what they can come up with. I mean, there's no real surprise in the Germans right now.